MOU, and they're back doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
And at the right time, I will go to Peyton and give him the offer he can't refuse. And I'll have all the net present values calculated for him.
Right.
And then
You show him where the advantage is.
Yep.
He needs a replacement for Davis.
Well, I can't broach that.
No, but he'll get that.
I don't know.
No,
he's only going to get that if someone blows it. I mean, I'm a outlying guy. I'm not the guy.
So what do you want me to do?
Whatever. I mean, if I get a gig like that, that'd be great for me.
What do you want me to do? You know I'm close to Ken. What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Just at some point, after there's a reasonable period of mourning, I guess. Have you thought about replacing that position?
All right.
And then, recommend me, I guess. I gotta get on board. I gotta get some board income, or I can't compromise what I'm trying to do because I can't give anybody bullets to use against me.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I think I can help a lot of people too.
Well, you get the brains.
Between the strategical stuff and the access stuff. I mean, I pretty much have access to anybody I want right now.
Access is key.
Yeah.
And access is what's lacking. I mean, on Herbert's side, access is lacking. If you look at a guy like Preston Haskell, access is lacking because he was using Don Davis also. J.B. Coxwell,
sure.
Same thing, because that whole cadre.
And another guy wanted me to meet J.B. Coxwell so much in the last couple of weeks. You know J.B.? I said, nope, don't know him at all, but knows them. But, see, I got great plans for him. He can make a shitload of money if he just listened to me.
And he needs it. Right now, he needs it.
There's a lot of things that can be done.
Yeah, there's stuff he can be doing for the port. I mean, it just goes, it goes on and on and on. But JB's older, and, he's got some guys in there that aren't really...
I really think right now, Bruce, that with all the combinations of the media stuff and what I've done, there really isn't a single place I can't get to right now if I want to.
Or person.
Yeah, I mean, a single person.
Yeah.
And just got to find the right thing. But in the meantime, I'm going to do what I got to do.
Yeah, you do what you do.
Yeah.
That's what John tells me. He says, go do what you do. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Call me if you need me. Okay.
I really want to get the groundbreaking on this 9B by 2010. So, if I give you my little speech about the greatest generation,
No.
The greatest generation of Americans from 1941 to 1945 beat the Japanese and the Germans. Yet it takes us 12 years to build a road in Jacksonville. There's something fundamentally wrong here. And everybody does what you just
and you're not wrong.
They become bobbleheads.
You're not wrong.
Right. And I said, I'm going to build this road in 5 years. That's what I committed to. I think I'll get it done in 5 years.
So assuming sitting at this table, you can deliver the right-of-way.
I have all mine.
And you can deliver the mitigation.
Yeah.
And I don't know about funding yet.
It's done.
Okay.
I got $200 million. I agree with
as long as somebody doesn't take that $200 million.
I don't think they will. I've done I was on the phone with Cannon yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people have emails from John Thrasher and always coming to them? How many people have, in terms of outlying county commissioners? I mean, the mayor could. Daniel probably could if he knew how to use power.
He doesn't understand that yet, though.
It's too nice. And the mayor is not engaged.
Clearly.
Okay? If I was
Clearly.
Mayor, I told somebody the other day, I said, you know what? I was fucking mayor of Jacksonville. It would be just fucking unbelievable.
Oh, why don't you
have that platform?
Why don't you go from gate to that platform?
Yeah,
I mean, does going to gate hurt that platform?
No, I don't think at all. I mean, gate is phenomenal.
I mean, clearly you got Gilmore and Catlett behind you. They're a good sector. They're a good sector of votes.
I got a lot of good people behind. I got Bobby Steins, and I got people behind me that you don't even know I have behind me.
Yeah.
After I got elected, there was a lot of nervousness. And Bobby hosted a big off-site, family ranch for him.
Get to know Tom. Yeah.
And it worked well. Helped allay fear.
Mm-hmm. Tom, you're just a guy doing a job.
Yeah.
I mean, lowest common denominator. I mean, you're a guy doing a job, period. End of story. There's nothing more complicated than that.
Doesn't have to be. Nope. I agree with that. I don't know. So get Falco to invest in my CCE.
Yeah. Well, here, little business.
Okay. Put my glasses on.
Port business,
Cool.
which we hope is part of your position on regional planning and part of your position at St. John's County Commission. Here's the deal.
Wow.
I've been able to
Oh,
secure...
you got the upper part of my map.
Yeah, I've been able to secure the last 200 acres in Imison Park.
Wow.
Imison sits here.
I know what it is, yeah.
Hodgen is around the corner, and so is Mitsui.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the kicker. The port's got a problem. They're putting 2,500 trucks on the road at their peak. 5,000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When they come down Zoo Parkway, which is Heckscher, they collide.
Zoo Parkway.
Yeah. They collide right into the only access they have to 95.
Right.
Right there.
I understand. It's one of my big premises.
Think with me on this. Here's Zoo Parkway coming down. Boom, right into 95.
Yep.
But we control this right of way. This right of way dovetails into an existing road and goes right to Main Street. Going to Main Street, you can go to Bush, which goes to 95. You can go down to Clay Road, which goes to 95, or you can continue down to Heckscher. Gives you 3 options. I vetted this with City of Jacksonville, EDC, Brownsfields, and one other group. And they said, we get it. So here's the play. We go ahead and we free up this right away. And by the way, I own this existing airfield strip right here. So this can be a 4-lane divided median. Trucks have the option to come in here, bust in through here, boom, boom, or going down and boom. It cuts by 2/3 the impact if they continue down to Heckscher. What we've got to do is we've got to convince the port through your influence, if you agree, that it benefits them to support this to your friend Michael Blaylock at JTA. It helps to support this to your friend Charlie Baldwin at DOT, that this makes sense. I don't know if we can get this in an SIS, maybe not.
You want it as
going through.
You want it as an emerging SIS, not as an SIS.
Probably.
It's easier to fund. But the first guy is Morales. If Morales buys into it,
that's my point. So if you can prevail upon Morales to do that.
Do you want to pitch it to him? You want me to pitch it to him? How do you want to do it?
We can talk about that next week and see what's what.
I'm happy to set up another meeting with Morales. That's easy.
I mean, we'll get you versed on this, but you see the import of this. This is 200 acres. We can use this for trailer storage. We can use this for any port-supported activity.
Where is the CSX rail lines?
CSX is over here. And CSX does not come into play over here, unfortunately. Now, they're close enough.
Because I see the CSX rail here.
Well, you've got a spur, but the main is over here. They've got a spur through here. Can they kick a spur from here over to here? Yes. But, CSX, they're saying, well, you guys pay for it. If they want to go there, perhaps we can do a public-private with the port and bring the rail and get a spur to run through here. Because we've got... Tom, we have no fair share to pay in here. We got nothing to pay. I mean, it's dirt. And the family wants to put it to use. They've had it for two generations.
Wow.
So it was a find. I couldn't pass it up.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, do you see a failure in there?
No.
I mean, we've got an outlet for the port.
What's on all these corners here?
This is same. This is our property.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is our property. This is somebody else's, and on the other side of Heckscher is our property. So it's about 220 acres total. Now here's the other rub.
And Zion is where? Here?
Zion's up here. Zion, I think, is over here.
And the advantage he has, obviously, he's got
He's got water.
frontage, yeah.
He's got water. Now here's the other thing you got to help us with, if you agree. Hans Tansler and your friend John Delaney, when John was general counsel of Jacksonville,
Right.
we have a letter signed by Hans Tansler and John Delaney. It's an indemnification letter saying that this was a City of Jacksonville landfill.
Right.
This lighter area in here, City of Jacksonville is going to indemnify us for any problems that we have in here.
The brownfield problems.
Any Brownsfield problems.
Right.
This is listed as a Superfund site.
Wow.
So I'm trying to keep City of Jacksonville from having to
Step to the plate.
to having to step to the plate. So that's the other angle I'd like for you to play.
That's fine.
In order to keep them out of the news, in order to keep them from having these financial problems, let's get this road built. We can handle this. We'll take care of this in here. City of Jacksonville, don't worry about it. Let's get this in the CIP. Let's get this, as you say, and Beth said, as an emerging SIS.
Yep.
Get this connection on through. Let's get DOT on board with getting this intersection improved.
Now, has Gilmore showed this to Blaylock yet?
Nobody's seen it.
Okay.
You're the second guy that's seen it.
Okay.
Art's on board with it if we can get this fixed up. So there we have it.
Why couldn't we?
And it seems like a good benefit for the port.
I think it's a huge benefit for the port. Okay.
You know, that's first piece of business. Second piece of
Nice.
business is,
That's good. This is really good.
yeah, this is good.
Is this for me or is this for all of you?
No, this is for you.
Cool.
This is all for you. Second piece of business, we got the financials in this evening. I haven't seen all of them yet, but they were described to me for the off-ramp.
All right.
Off-ramp with the county, the agreement's 3.6. Our actual expenses are going to be closer to 4.
Whatever you can document, that's the answer.
We've got to document it.
As I've explained to the county administrator, we are not going to be penny wise and pound foolish. I want to break ground in July.
Well,
Without control of the land, I can't do anything.
well, you will have control of the land. You'll have control of the permits. You'll have all the easements you'll need. You'll have the fee simple
Didn't
title.
George meet with some county guys today? Who met?
Monday. Monday, yeah. And it was a good meeting. They were vetting the contract, trying to find out where there were problems in there with legal description, the minutia. So they're on top of that.
No, there's not going to be undue scrutiny of the documentation.
You can take care of that?
Yes.
Okay.
But the documentation needs to be there.
It will be there.
But
Absolutely, positively.
we can't be penny wise and pound foolish.
No, we can't.
This is good. I think morale's fine.
Yeah. And we heard you clearly. We heard you very clearly when you said, if you don't do business right with me, you're screwed in Duval County. We heard that. And you're screwed in St. Johns County, and now I'm believing maybe Clay and Baker as well.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Baker, I'm not quite as strong yet. But I'm getting stronger.
Okay. Well, we heard that. And
I'm
it
getting stronger at Flagler, too. I gotta tell you.
It took me a while to explain to Art what drinking the Kool-Aid meant. Do not take this as an insult,
Right.
what I'm about to show you,
Okay.
because it's not meant as an insult.
Okay.
It's meant as a term of endearment.
Okay.
We understand business.
Right.
We understand how business works.
All right.
And this is important.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is important. You know how Brooklyn guys work.
Yep.
This is 10 grand, okay? There's more behind this when you need it. So I'm going to put this back in here. You take this, you use it as you see fit. It's cash.
Why don't we just put it in the...
You use it as you see fit.
Right.
Wherever you want to put it, it's yours. When you need more, you call me.
Right.
There's more there. And I got control of that, so you tell me when you want it. And we understand what you're doing. There's people behind me that understand what you're doing. And this is how business works. So if there's a quid pro quo here, if we got your vote...
Oh, you could have my vote, because it's in our best interest.
It's in our best interest.
Right.
We understand what you're doing. You're going to help on Imeson. And then as you need future help from us, we need future help from you. We understand each other.
I don't know.
So
I'm not sure that's this is the best structure to do it, you know.
You tell me. You think about it, you tell me. You know, there's no rush. Overall, we want to do what's best for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I do.
Because we're sensitive to what you're going through and where you've been. But
I mean, it's very gracious, there's no question about it, and I appreciate your support. And, you know, the question is more the form, you know. Obviously, this has no tracks to it, so I'm not...
It has no tracks. You got no worries.
I understand
that.
But longer term, I'd rather use this vehicle, because this is my regional vehicle.
Again, it goes back to what's good for Tom. Because this is a small part of what's available. If you need available for this, there's available for this.
No, I need money available for that, because that really promotes the regional agenda that I'm trying to promote. It allows me to get the access to the influence that I need. Because I can make donations through that to where I want to go.
To a fault? To a fault?
What do you mean, to a fault?
To a fault, you've spent your life being concerned about these things. To a fault, you've been concerned about how do I get the casino revenue up from here to here.
Right.
And you continue doing that. And that's good. But there comes a point in time, a friend of mine told me, he said, partner, you got to understand, there comes a point in time for you. And it was Bob Dedman. Bob wound up at the end of his game, when he passed away, he was $30 million a year, tax-free, every year, no matter what he did. No matter what he did. He's Club Corp of America. Smart guy. But he understood a dollar.
Right.
And he understood that at some point in time, there's a payment. There's a benefit.
You know, it's just not a place that I've been. You know, it's not what I do. I mean, this could be very helpful right now.
I understand, and don't misunderstand. Please don't be insulted. If you don't want to take this, that's okay. Nobody will be offended. I won't be offended.
Right.
And I told Art, you wouldn't be offended either way. But he said, look, I understand. I know and I understand, and I've been there. So
I appreciate that. And,
there's a minimum behind this of 50, and there could very well be another 50 behind this, behind that 50.
I understand.
So, you know, just figure out what's best.
Again, it goes down to, as you talked about before, having offshore and how you recapitalize and how you do things. You know,
So maybe it goes to the offshore. I don't know. But our concern long term, and our desire long term, is whether you're here or whether you're here or whether you're over there.
I mean, where should I be though? I mean, you and I've had these kind of conversations.
The key, Tom, the key is we want to be with you.
Right, I understand that.
We don't care where you are. We've observed enough, and you know, I've been very quiet.
Yeah, I know you have.
You know, and I've never showed cards. And you know, here's the cards. You know, we're convinced. We understand. And
We're convinced.
you know, we understand.
You may have more faith in me than I have. You know, here's what I believe. I know that if you don't try, you don't get. I know if you don't ask, you don't get. I know that Ted Williams batted .406 his best year.
That's right.
You know? And that means he failed 6 out of 10 times. You know.
But he kept swinging.
He kept swinging every time, and that's what I do. You know, I believe in that. Dude. I believe that I make the phone ring. I don't answer the phone. And there's a big difference between that. The guy who makes the phone rings is the guy who takes the risk. The guy who answers the phone is the guy who answers the phone. He does a great job for you, but he doesn't make the phone ring.
No.
all the things that I'm trying to do, I mean, I'm on so many fronts right now. I mean, it really is. I mean, you go back and read the Northeast Regional Planning Council minutes of October 3rd, you'll see I started all the water stuff. Everything got started at the regional.
I remember.
Comments, okay?
I remember.
And I've got to be careful where my battles are, you know. And I've got to be careful that I'm not viewed as too much of a threat. I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to take me on right now because of my ability with the press. I mean, no one can beat me.
That's an asset.
Right?
That's a huge asset.
No, I understand that. But how, you know, I just can't keep winning everything. I mean, I'm defying the odds. It's like sitting at the crap table. You know, I've rolled a lot of numbers.
Tom, I disagree.
Why?
Look at the guys. I mean, let's take Bob Deadman, for example. Bob started with a 1952 station wagon. And he had an idea. And he said, you know, Chuck Bishop, I'm going to give you and your family $250, and you're going to go out to California, and you're going to buy the first country club.
Right.
And I'm going to make this chain of country clubs throughout the country. And people are going to pay me dues because they want to belong.
Right.
Because my service is good, it's consistent, but most of all because it's something that not everybody can have.
Right.
Bob had little blips. He never had a big loss because his concept and the way he approached it was pure. Mm-hmm. Bob had a very clear vision. He was extremely clear, and he kept it very pure and very simple. He kept it down to basics. And it was good service,
right.
Moderate amount of money. That's all he wanted to do.
Right.
And he did low volume, but it kept going and going. Through the years, it stood the test of time. Mm-hmm. Your vision is similar. It's very simple, and you're going to keep swinging. And to the degree you keep swinging and keeping your basics, you've got the media. You understand how they work. You do their job.
Yeah, I do.
So that's an easy part. You know how to talk to people. That's another very easy part. It comes natural to you. You're sticking to your basics. So where do you think you could fail? Where do you see yourself failing?
I don't know. I think that
part of the biggest limitations we have as human beings is we start second-guessing ourselves.
You know, I very rarely do that. You know, I'm a big believer that I can't look backwards. If I look backwards, I would be here today.
Right.
I mean, I've made some poor choices in terms of economic choices for myself, but you know, they are what they are, and they are behind me.
And you're here today.
And most of the people who are in politics, I mean, I haven't found anybody who I feel is at my level, bar anybody I've met. Nobody. State House.
Again, you are the one-eyed man in the land of the blind.
Okay.
You,
I mean,
clearly.
Nobody that has impressed me, to tell you the truth. And that is very dangerous because it's the sword of Damocles. I have to be very careful when I interact with the other elected officials.
You have to dumb it down sometimes. You got to be careful because you can easily blow over them, and that will alienate them. But you pointed out a good thing. You're very sensitive to a person's ego.
Mm-hmm. So
and
I don't mind putting my ego in my pocket if it serves my end.
Remember the Sand Pebbles, the movie The Sand Pebbles?
Mm-hmm.
Steve McQueen used a line in there. He said, "That's his rice bowl." Mm-hmm. That's the guy's pride. You don't want to take his rice bowl away. In psychology, you never want to take somebody's hope away from them. You're sensitive to those things. You don't take a politician's rice bowl away from him. You can see when you're starting to threaten him, so you back away. You will not take somebody's pride or somebody's hope away from them. You're smart enough and you're intuitive enough to sense that. So you know when to back away when you get there. When you start getting that close, you start to back away. So that is a saving grace.
Yeah, it's going to come a point in time that maybe I don't recognize. You know, so much. I think the word, the intuitive word, is a really good word. A lot of stuff I do is intuitive. A lot of it is timing based. A lot of it is opportunity based. A lot of it is. My core messages are very simple, and I repeat them like a Pavlovian dog. And my ham story is part of the culture now.
Yeah.
Cake and icing is part of the culture. I mean, you know, it's there.
But Tom, look at the guys behind you. Look at the guys you made money for. You've just described those guys as you're describing yourself. Mm-hmm. Their message was clearly understood. It was easy to get their arms around.
Right.
I mean, there's no difference. And maybe it's at this point in time.
That's fair enough. What did my dad buy me here?
This is the Solaya.
Okay.
It's good wine.
It's Antinori, which is a really reputable
good consistent producer.
Good consistent producer. Of course, this is the Super Tuscan, which started back in the early '90s mm-hmm. to get around the DOC, and also just to try to get some new life into the Tuscany area. They just started blending non-traditional grapes like Cabernet and Merlot with traditional Sangiovese, and it just went through the roof, took off like wildfire. And there are some of the best made wines.
Retail, $60 to $80. Restaurant, 2 to 3, depending upon where you are.
Yeah,
4, 5, 6.
No, it's 2 to 3. Depending upon where you are.
But the 04 was particularly
March of 04.